Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel guys. I hope you're doing amazing. I'm happy to see today's fun video, and for this week we're gonna talk about something completely different from usual. What are we gonna see in this video? We're gonna see how do we complain in French, meaning se plaindre en français. So we're gonna see all the expression when something bothers you, when you're not satisfied with something. You can be like whatever purchase in a general context. If you want to show that you are not happy with something, you're gonna have to use some expressions, some vocab. So we're gonna see everything in French, so you're gonna be able to complain if you're not happy, dissatisfied with something. You're gonna have all the basic vocab and the main expressions to tell that in French. So let's just start straight away. Se plaindre en français. Se plaindre, to complain in French. First, let's have a look at what we're gonna see in this video today. First of all, identifier un problème, to identify a problem. So what is the type of problem that we are facing? How do we deal with it? We're gonna see all the little tiny problems that we can face on a daily basis. Then we have utiliser le vocabulaire. Of course, we're going to see the main vocab when it comes to like complaining, basic vocabulary that you might be able to use in this specific context or else. Then, exprimer une plainte. Express a complaint. Same vocab, some structures, some expressions and phrases. Then we're going to move on to expliquer un problème simplement, meaning to explain a problem easily. Then, demander une solution. Of course, if there's a problem, the goal is to try to find a solution for it. So we're going to see all the different types of solutions that we can find facing the different kind of problems that we might have. And last but not least, répondre à une plainte, which is to answer to a complaint. And of course, didn't write it, but as usual, we'll finish with a little exercise that you guys have to do to make sure that you understood all the vocab. If you want to practice a little more on those expressions, you're going to have a little easy, simple exercise at the end to practice on that topic. Let's just start off with the goals of this video, les objectifs. À la fin de la leçon, les élèves peuvent dire que j'ai un problème. Meaning, at the end of this video, you're going to be able to say and to announce clearly that you have a problem. How do we announce to someone else or to people in front of us that we are facing something, an issue? Then, expliquer simplement un problème. Of course, the goal is to express clearly at the end of this video the problem that you're facing, what's wrong with it. Then, dire que je ne suis pas content, dire que je ne suis pas contente. Meaning to announce and to say that I'm not happy with something. When it comes to like emotions, how do we express that in French? We're going to see that too. Demander une solution, as we said, to ask for a solution. Faire une réclamation polie, meaning to ask for like a reclamation, meaning to ask for help. Okay, I'm facing this problem right now, and then what? Like, I'm not happy with that, so we need to find something so that I'll be happy with what was wrong and you are to be able to like help me with it. So we're going to see that. And at the end, répondre à une personne qui se plaint. So we're going to switch position and it's going to be now, okay, I am the one that has to help that person who is complaining. So what can I say to help? What are the good structures of the phrases? Everything related to that. Let's just start off with the main and the basic vocab. When we want to speak about an issue, a problem, this is the main word, of course. A problem is un problème. Masculine word, we have the un, but problème takes an e in French at the end, even though it remains masculine. A problem, un problème. Then if you want to say a mistake, une erreur. Same as an error, but in the pronunciation, it's slightly different. Une erreur. Pronounce everything, and because it starts with a vowel, you can even connect it and say une erreur. Connect it fully, une erreur. Then a delay. For example, like here, you order something and it's delayed. So if you want to say a delay, un retard. Un retard is a delay. Do not pronounce the D. Un retard. An order. If you want to say an order, it's une commande. Une commande. Don't pronounce the last E. Une commande. Then a refound. A refound is un Remboursement. Remboursement. And you don't pronounce the T. Un remboursement. One more time. Un problème. Une erreur. Un retard. Une commande. Un remboursement. Now, when it comes to adjectives, and you bought something that is broken. How do we say broken? Cassé. Cassé. And because it's an adjective, of course, depending on the thing that is broken, you have to write it well, meaning you have to adjust it if it's something that is masculine or feminine. Masculine, you just add one E with your accent. If it's feminine, you have to put your feminine E when you write it down. Cassé. Same pronunciation for both, even if it's masculine or feminine. Because you don't pronounce the last E, you're going to say cassé for both genders. Now, dirty. You bought something that's dirty. No. Sale. Sale is dirty. Same rule, never pronounce the E at the end. Sale. Cold. You order a meal and it comes and it's cold. No. Froid. Froid. Here you see when I say froid, I don't pronounce the Z. Why that? If it's masculine, meaning I'm talking about something such as a meal. A meal is un plat. It's a masculine word. If I want to say the meal is cold, I'm going to say le plat est froid. I'm going to write it with my D. That's the way I'm supposed to write froid. It's masculine, there's no E. Because it's finishing with the D, mute. Don't pronounce the D. Froid. But if it's something else that is feminine, and I want to put, of course, that adjective feminine, I'm going to add my feminine E, then I'm going to pronounce my Z. Froide. Froide. Only if the thing that I'm talking about is feminine, you're going to have to put your feminine. So froid for masculine, froide for feminine. Then, too expensive. It's not what was planned. I'm sorry, it's too expensive for me. Trop cher. Trop, too, cher, expensive. Trop cher. Same, adjective, so you connect. The phone is too expensive. Le téléphone est trop cher. And you write cher, masculine. If it's a table, you want to get a table, and the table is too expensive, it's la table, feminine word. So cher, feminine. Always connect. Feminine, you write E. But same pronunciation for both. Trop cher, trop cher. Then bad. Bad quality, something's bad. Mauvais. Mauvais. Finishing with an S. When it's masculine, there's no E. Don't pronounce the S. Mauvais. If you want to make that feminine because you're talking about something that is feminine, you're going to write your E and then you're going to pronounce your S. Always pronounce the letter that is before that feminine mute E. But because I'm going to pronounce it, the S is between two vowels. It's between the I and the E. So I'm going to say mauvaise with the Z sound. Mauvais for the masculine, mauvaise for the feminine. And then when it comes to emotion, okay, you got something, don't like the product, might be disappointed. To say disappointed, déçu. Déçu. Finishing with the U when it's masculine. If I'm the one disappointed, because I'm a woman, I'm going to say déçu, writing with the E. E is mute, same pronunciation for both. Déçu, déçu. Let's do it one more time. Cassé, cassé. Sale. Froid, froide. Trop cher, trop cher. Mauvais, mauvaise. Déçu, déçu. And now when it comes to the verbs, to wait. You've been waiting forever to get that order. Attendre. Attendre is to wait. To pay, payer. Payer. To order, commander. Commander. So you see, when you have an order, look up an order, une commande, it's the noun. To order, it's the verb commander. To work, fonctionner. Not to work in a sense like I'm working, like that's my professional thing, but to work like, oh no, my phone doesn't work anymore. Fonctionner. And last, to refund, rembourser. Rembourser. One more time. Attendre, payer, commander, fonctionner, rembourser. Good. Now, let's just move on with useful expressions. Expression utile. I have a problem. J'ai un problème. There is a problem. Il y a. Il y a is there is. Il y a un problème. I have a small problem. J'ai un petit problème. Excuse me. I have a problem. Excusez-moi. Excusez-moi is excuse me. J'ai un problème. And if you want to be a little more specific, you can say, excuse me, there's a mistake. Excusez-moi, il y a une erreur. Or, excuse me, my order is wrong. Excusez-moi, ma commande est incorrecte. Some expressions that you can keep if you want for this specific topic or someone else, or something else. To complain, se plaindre. I'm not happy. Je ne suis pas content. Je ne suis pas contente. Masculine or feminine? I'm not satisfied. Je ne suis pas satisfait. Masculine. Je ne suis pas satisfaite. Feminine. It's too expensive. C'est trop cher. It's taking too long. C'est trop long. That's not right. Ce n'est pas correct. Ce n'est pas correct. That's not right. Now, you have to explain a problem. I booked a room. J'ai réservé une chambre. I ordered a phone. J'ai commandé un téléphone. I paid 50 euros. J'ai payé 50 euros. But the room is dirty. Mais la chambre est sale. Sale, dirty, feminine, because it's the room that is dirty. And you see that the room is la chambre that is feminine. But the phone doesn't work. Mais le téléphone ne fonctionne pas. You know that to work is fonctionne, ne fonctionne pas doesn't work. A little bit of grammar. Here in this case, we tend to use mostly, not always, but most of the time, the conditional. I would like. For example, I would like a refund. Je voudrais un remboursement. I would like another room. Je voudrais une autre chambre. I'd like a new phone. Je voudrais un nouveau téléphone. Always, je voudrais, I would like, plus a verb. You can say that too. I would like to change the room. Je voudrais changer la chambre. I'd like to speak to the manager. Je voudrais parler au responsable. So here, depending on what you want to say and the construction of the phrase that you want to have, you can either say, I would like plus a noun, I'd like a refund, I'd like another room, or plus another verb. I'd like to speak, I'd like to change. If it's the case, first verb, I would like, it's conditional, so of course, you're going to conjugate your verb. The second one, I'd like to speak, I'd like to talk, I'd like to complain. The second verb, full form, infinitive. That's why we have the ER ending. Je voudrais changer, je voudrais parler, etc. Just conjugate the first verb. If you have another one that follows, the second one is full form. Now let's ask for a solution. I would like a solution. Je voudrais une solution. I would like a refund. Je voudrais un remboursement. I'd like to exchange the product. Je voudrais changer le produit. Can you help me, please? Pouvez-vous m'aider, s'il vous plaît? This is super formal. Pouvez-vous m'aider? Can you help me? S'il vous plaît, please. Now it's super polite. You can ask that to everybody. Of course, they're going to help you. And that is pretty much it for the class. So now it's your turn to practice a little bit. I made you 3 phrases with an issue, a complaint, and you have to tell me what is the right answer, depending on that. Votre téléphone ne fonctionne pas. With those 3 phrases, which one would match the context? Vous voulez demander une solution. What did you say? Le prix est excessif. What did you say? So try to find the matching phrase depending on the context that is given. And that is pretty much it for today's video. I hope that you guys liked it. If you did, please don't forget to put a little thumbs up, little comment. If you have any question, same as usual, please do not hesitate. I hope that you learn more vocabs, more French expressions. Don't forget that if you want to practice even more on this specific topic or more in general, don't forget that you can always ask us on social medias or even here in the comment sections, because we have those challenges on specific topic with like some oral understanding, vocab question. Pretty cool. It's like some little quizzes, so it's always fun if you want to practice even more on your French vocab and like structures and everything. So we're here to help. And yeah, if you have any recommendation, I don't know, specific topic you want me to speak about for next week, I'm here also, so don't forget to reach out. And I'm wishing you all a good end of your day. Seeing you next week for another video. Salut!